Hey everybody, what's happening? This is Owen Video, and we're live at Vid Summit. I started on this one.
Okay, I started.
You know,
here. I'm going, I think.
So we're all kind of live and hanging out and having a good time here.
Hi from Vid Summit. We are doing live, and you have to start that video.
Yeah.
So Owen, you are doing the introduction.
Okay.
Start.
Hey everybody, it's Owen Video, and I'm here at day 2 of Vid Summit with some of the ballers that are attending this conference. So it's great to see you guys here, and I'll let you guys all introduce yourselves.
Lasse here. Remember to post questions, whichever camera you are watching us.
Now you don't know which camera to look at.
Right.
Ryan Perry.
Kevin Davis from PayTraffic.com.
And we're over here at Vid Summit in Los Angeles. We've got a couple different cameras. We've got a camera over here. We're live on YouTube right here. We're on my phone here, and then we're on Lasse's phone right here. So we're glad you guys could join us. And if you're in marketing, if you're in business, share this video right now. Click share on the screen. I think it's down here, right? It's down right here. And the reason for that is because we're going to go over some things you're just not going to hear anywhere else. I mean, we're going to forget some of this stuff. By tomorrow, so we wanted to come out to you live while it's still fresh in our minds. And the first thing I wanted to talk about was last night at the, after the conference. Yeah. It was like 8 o'clock, right? We're all hanging around the bar area. And Sean Doris, 100 million followers on social media. Wow. And the highest paid Snapchatter. And he came down. Were you guys there for that?
I was few minutes, but you can do that.
What he talking about his experience and like his plan and what he's doing, and I got to tell you, he's not just some skater guy that got lucky on Snapchat. This guy is a business mind that intended to be the biggest thing in Snapchat, and he accomplished that. So I was very
focused on the distribution plan of that, right?
Yeah, his distribution plan. He's got a plan for everything. What I'm going to do now, what I'm going to do next. So I thought that was real refreshing, and that's part of the Vid Summit experience. Is that you're getting to see that this is real marketing.
Yeah. And people are sharing everything, so that's awesome.
Yeah. So Lasse, your big takeaways from today.
From today, there has been so many. Let me think about it. Well, maybe Jake Larson talking about YouTube remarketing, same as Tommy yesterday. Yeah. But it was really interesting in the campaign they had. Cost per lead normally was $6 or $8, I don't remember. And then when they were doing remarketing from the website, it was $2 and something.
$2.41 or something.
Yeah, well, it was like $2.50, and then if he was remarketing to his current clients or something like that, he got it down to like $2.40.
Yeah. But so that's interesting.
Yeah, but I was going to say anything that wasn't cold, it was substantially
better.
Substantially better.
And I would also think that those would buy more because they have also already seen some videos. They have been exposed to more content rather than the cold people who just joined the list. Yeah.
So I think that's a really important point when you step back a moment and you say, okay, if you're a business owner and you have no list and you have no database, then you're going to have to jump into ads in the cold market or do, I think, collaborations with someone else's warm market and remarket those people.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. So what was your biggest thing today?
I think my biggest one, I love the idea of remarketing, but you go in with just an educational video. And that is to draw people in and make them go, huh? But you're not selling anything. And I'm a big fan of not selling. Or for me, what I do is how do we sell without selling? Yeah. And then what you do is you remarket, then you follow up in a week with an actual sales pitch. And if people click on that, and that's one of the big things I always tell my client, if you're going to create an ad, you have the right to sell to them. Yeah. And so I love coming in with that soft sell. Look, I'm just educational. I'm promoting myself as an expert, giving you information that you need. And then once I have your confidence, because you watched long enough, I'm going to come back with the sale. And I think that's a great approach because most people, especially small business owners, are, I need business, I need business, I need business. And therefore we jump from, hey, how are you, to buy my stuff now.
That's a great point. What's your biggest, you guys watching out there, you guys watching on YouTube as well, what is your, is making money now your biggest priority? If so, give us like a bunch of likes. You know, just tap the like button a bunch of times, we can kind of see. And if your database, give us some hearts so we can see. And that way we can kind of see like, you know, where the audience is and talk to some of those things.
Apparently, if we're talking from the back, we need to speak up. It's from Tracy.
All right.
We got that.
I gotcha.
So Kevin, you, day 2, see, I'm starting to see some great stuff here. That's great. Day 2, what are your thoughts?
I think the biggest thing was actually coming back into the main room and Daryl going over the launch plan for launching a video. And one of the things that's kind of counterintuitive, that if you're launching on YouTube, to actually think about the other platforms as well, and to use images across all the platforms to cross promote the launch of a new video up on YouTube to get the most views within that 48-hour window. And that's the critical piece, is to get the most views within the 48-hour window. Right. To then start to be a trending video on YouTube, to then get the more reach, to get more love from YouTube.
So you're kind of referring to Daryl's last presentation.
Yeah, Daryl's last presentation.
Yeah. And the animated GIFs, posting animated GIFs on Reddit and on Facebook. You know, I guess I thought about these things, but I just didn't think that the reward was going to be in it.
Yeah. Well, and also what Daryl was talking about, having somebody who's not directly tied to your team push some Facebook ad money. And again, in that first 48 to 72 hours, or I think it was 24 to 48 hours, is within that launch time, you want to get as much volume onto YouTube. So use Facebook as a platform to push to YouTube, but don't do it on the same account. So we're not linking accounts at that point. Get somebody else involved in order to push traffic
organically. You're talking about in Facebook groups.
Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Well, organic
also
and ads, because if you can drive traffic to YouTube, now you can get on that trending. So it was, I think for him, if you want to really take it to the next level, anytime you can get trending on YouTube, on Reddit, on Twitter, using hashtags, that's just going to take it to the next level.
He was actually creating a post or creating an ad in Facebook that is sending traffic to the YouTube page, which is very counterintuitive, because if you're posting a YouTube video on Facebook, it's kind of penalized because of Facebook wanting people to be on Facebook video. It's usually just a half thumbnail. It's not the full thing. It doesn't play within Facebook. But this is the whole purpose of this, is to get people from Facebook out to the YouTube site.
We've got a question from Ron Carter and Teresa Ann Thomas. So it's good to see you guys, by the way. Ron Carter's a client of mine. They're an e-commerce company, so we're focusing on video a lot for them. And you know what we're doing for them, for GeoSky, is we're just creating brand awareness. You know, we want sales and we're pushing for sales, but it's that cold market that we're talking about, you know, and you've got to warm them up to who you are. But going to Ron's question, Ron is asking why 48 hours? And that's a great question. Sue B. Zimmerman's joining us. It's great to see you, Sue. Sue's the Instagram queen, so that's awesome. 40, okay, it's the algorithm. The algorithm wants to see that people that watch your video are liking it and sharing it. They want to see like instant results. Why? Because YouTube is in the business of keeping people on YouTube. So if you've got a video that in 48 hours is showing signals of keeping people on the platform, watching and engaging, then those results are going to fuel that video for another 30 days. We don't really know. It's just going to give it that initial boost. What are your guys' thoughts on the 24 to 48 hours?
So it's the most important, like you said, because if it doesn't have a lift in the beginning, then nothing happens. So you have to, and also Daryl was explaining really well that it's a huge launch plan that they have step by step, which makes sense. A lot of people just put the video there and they come back, 3 days later, and then even if you promote it, the algorithm doesn't do anything.
You want spikes. You want like spikes. You want to get that initial push in the first 48 hours, and then you want, what do you say, 120 hours. You want to reach for a second push. Yeah. And then even,
or a third push.
There you are. Freeze! Everybody freeze! Everybody freeze! Okay, we're back. We're back.
the internet.
Guys, if you're just
Not the
joining
first
us,
time.
that's Daryl Eves. Daryl Eves is the mastermind behind this entire event, and he's done a couple web videos in the past as well. Daryl, what is your big takeaway from day 2 from your perspective?
I would read this guy's book. Come here, Patrick.
Oh, wow.
Patrick.
Hello,
This is
Internet.
exciting.
Like you might need to crouch down because
Get down there. This is Patrick Hanlon, who wrote Primal Branding, which is the book that for me sort of woke me up to what's really going on. So it's great to see you here today. You spoke today on
This morning on Primal Branding, Social Code, Primal Code.
and what is this?
Communities in the digital age.
And what is the Primal Code? What does that mean?
Do you have time for this? Well, it's really about why do we believe in some products, some services, some people, some channels, as opposed to others, and why are we drawn to them, connected to them? And it's all about making them meaningful.
Yeah.
So I take something that's essentially meaningless from day one and then suddenly make it meaningful. And so it's basically a construct of, when we go into that, creation story, creating icons, rituals, sacred words, lexicon, non-believers, and a leader. Once you wrap your channel or your product or yourself with those pieces, you can attract others who share your beliefs.
That's super
And
exciting.
create a belief system
Exactly.
which attracts others who share your beliefs, and that creates community, whether it's 2 people or 2 billion.
Wow.
So
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Great to
so
see
much.
you. Thanks for stopping by.
You bet.
Did you guys see the Patrick Hanlon presentation? Have you read the book? The big one for me is I'm good with creation story. I feel like I know where I came from. Start knocking on doors. It's the icons. It's the visual representation. I wear a lot of T-shirts, and he pointed out that T-shirts can be an icon. So, in terms of building a business, I found that presentation to be enlightening.
Awesome. That's great.
So we got another question here from Mason Ellis. Mason is asking, why do people watch daily vlogs rather than living their own life? And
Well, one thing is that they are so used to watching TV. So everybody has been watching TV for the last 60 years. The interesting thing is that they are not commercials. They are not, there's authenticity.
Yeah.
And reality shows are the most popular shows all over the world.
Yeah.
And when you can watch daily things, what happens is that you kind of like start living that life of them, and you start like thinking how those people are doing and so on and so forth. So it has the authenticity, and it's really powerful.
yeah, I would agree. Kevin, what are your thoughts on that? Are you a daily vlog? Are you a vlog watcher?
In a sense, I have alerts set up that come up at midnight each night regarding Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and paid traffic. And then from that, I'm culling the news out, and that's what I report on the Paid Traffic Lab show, except for when I'm at events like this week and last week. And then that's where I'm getting the information as far as the trends coming out, and it's giving me a lot of information as far as what direction those platforms are going into, and giving me an idea of what direction I need to go into before some other marketer comes out with some kind of course that
that's interesting.
bastardizes the original information coming from the actual tech startup.
I think that's an interesting way to approach family vlogs, and looking at it, because that's where the influencers are going to come from, right? Influencers are coming from these daily vlogs, and love seeing those hearts so much. I love watching them go across the screen. The daily vlogs where your influencer is going to come from. We're working with this guy here named Jeremy, who has 500,000 subscribers on his daily vlog, and he grew half of those. In the last 3 months. He's getting brand deals from all sorts of big names, and the content, like you said, it's authentic, it's real, and it's safe. I know that I can put my kids in front of a vlog, a family vlog, and I don't have to wait for this TV rating.
Yeah.
I don't have to, like, these TV ratings. I'll watch a show that says my kids are okay to watch it, and I'll hear something that is totally inappropriate for my kids. And that's how they bring in, that's how they like condition us and move the culture along without your permission. So knowing what the family stands for, I know that I can put that on, and my kids, it can go on in the background, and we're going to be okay.
Yeah.
So I think vlogging is something that everyone should be looking at. If you're looking at video, how can you incorporate a vlog into what you want to do, which might be more like product reviews or how-to tutorials and that sort of thing.
And also, I think if you think about where technology is going, podcasts, which were really popular years ago, they died off, they've come back. And a lot of that has to do with technology in the cars. So at what point are we going to, instead of inserting a DVD into the minivan for the kids, we jump in the minivan, strap in the kids, log into our favorite YouTube channels. Yeah. We have a playlist, and we hit play, and then we're not listening to Barney 50 times all the time, because
praise the Lord,
now we can switch it up through a direct feed to YouTube.
Yeah, and with CarPlay, and it's like about time, guys, you know, to have the internet in the cars. I mean, we've had it in our mobile devices for how long? So it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see that. Are you guys, as we're wrapping up here, it looks like we're going to get started pretty soon. And if you guys are just tuning in, I want to thank you guys. Hit the share button for us, right? Hit the share button. We'd love to get this out in more of the news feed so that you can get a jump start on your year, right? Because we're wrapping down the year. It's the fourth quarter, and that means if you're the Chargers, that you're about to give up. And that I admit, like for me, I've got one more speaking engagement, and then kind of like my year's sort of done. So getting a jump start now sort of leads us into what are the things that you're going to work on. So after hearing the presentation today, Lasse, or the sessions thus far, what is it that you want to work on next, whether for you or your clients?
So what a lot of people coming. So what I'm working right now is my presentation, which is tomorrow, so I have to concentrate on that. But it's maybe that's creating awesome content and then doing remarketing.
Yeah, you mentioned remarketing a couple times.
Yeah, on Facebook and on YouTube, because the cost per lead is less.
Yeah. What about Ryan? What about you? What is it you're going to work on?
Definitely moving from more of an organic to the pay-per-click, and I love the remarketing. I think is going to be is huge, especially because not that many people are in that space, and it makes sense based on people's buying habits. You got to build that trust.
Yeah,
and remarketing does that.
We're hearing that. We heard that a lot last year too.
I mean, you know, who was it? I forget. Someone was talking about somebody saw their very first client saw his video 7 times.
Jake.
Yeah, before he actually got the phone call.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So Kevin, what is it you're going to work on? What are you going to put into action?
Jason Anderson just joined my feed here, and actually I'm working with Jason now under a new program that he has. You know, putting out one quality full production video, kind of behind the scenes and type of thing each week.
Wow.
And that's what I'm working on with that. And building out the YouTube channel with that.
That's fantastic. I think for me, it's going to be to continue to perfect the remarketing lists. You know, I've got them. I started building them last year, so it's like I get these big buckets, but I don't really know. I don't have a plan for how to engage them in a meaningful way. So I'm working on my funnels, and I'm just going to put more people into them. So, and that might change. Let's see. We've still got a full afternoon and morning sessions tomorrow. Yeah. So thanks guys for joining us. Appreciate you logging in, and we'll be coming to you later with more updates from VidSummit.
Thanks.
Should we all go hands in and drink?
Shall we?
It's coming.